You cannot be a man without having feminine aspects. I do not care what anybody has to say. That's like saying, boy, when you get down and you ask a woman to marry you, that's not feminine. Got to be flat. Come on now. Yo,
back up in this thing. It's the Go SOLtalk11. We in this.
Even though Josh be cutting me out and I can't be talking on the outros and all that.
Bro, once the hand go up, you know you got like 5 seconds. All right? I'm gonna need you to squeeze
or
in.
2.
5. By the time your hand goes up, it ends.
Chill. What's goody though, everybody? Had a good week. Yeah, you know the vibes.
In the words of Future, life is good.
You know what I mean?
In the words of Future, whatever that it means.
Yo. Yeah, I can't agree more.
Say I had a long week.
It was so long.
I had some opportunities arise that I will be trying to take advantage of to the utmost ability. If things work out,
you leaving us?
Yeah, you're going big time. You're going Hollywood.
We're going on to the Joe Budden podcast.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yep, sure, buddy.
Yep, sure, buddy. That's the theme right there.
Yeah, my week was chill. Man, same thing every day, man. Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still getting paid by my job, so I feel that on a spiritual level.
You know what sucks? When you want to work out, but you really try not to restrain your hamstring, so you can't do nothing.
Bro, you can't do
nothing.
All right, when you can only do upper body, but you want to work on legs. How about that? That shit.
Hey man, you got to work around the muscle.
Nah, bro, I could get a cramp in my finger and I'm not working out. Oh, bro.
Yeah, y'all
get all that. Y'all No, you different.
Yeah, you different.
Well, if I'm different, then that means y'all different. All right.
No, neither nor. Josh could pull both hamstrings and he's for a fact going to squatting.
Still be out there doing toes to bar.
True. You don't need your hamstrings for that.
I'm tired of him, bro.
Yeah. This man all out there showing off every single time. Going to Miami. He's not even in the competition, but he still got to get his stuff in.
Bro, did you see his story when he had the pink sweatshirt on?
I believe so.
Nah, he was acting like he was telling people to get out the
oh, yeah.
Yo, that was funny. That was funny. I was like, okay, I'll give you that one.
Nah.
That was funny.
All right. It's SOLtalk11. So let's get it rocking, boy. What's the questions? Where we starting at? We got things to do. Feel me?
Let's add that Z part to the intro.
Ow.
Yeah, I wasn't bad. I might actually have to clip that out.
And all set.
So some things happened this week in the world. So I guess we'll touch on that.
There you go. Look at that affirmation.
Feel me. So Fury versus Wilder. Man took that L.
Mm-hmm.
He claimed his his ring attire was the reason for that, or not the reason for it, but took his legs away because it was like 40 pounds or whatever, and he had to walk to the ring. Which initially, when I heard that, I was like, "What? Like you train with a weighted vest on. What are you talking about? But then some guy came out and was like, he had to have it on for like 30 minutes or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I can see that.
So my thing is, why are you doing all this for a show?
Yeah, like you know what you're getting into.
Did y'all see both of the entrances?
Nope.
All right, so he came. All right, so Tyson Fury came out first, and he was sitting on like a throne. He was basically sitting on a throne, and was like getting carried like to the ring.
Oh, like a king.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, so he had that. He had that on. He had like the royal guard, the robe or cape on and everything. Showmanship. I liked it.
It's a cloak.
Thank you. The cloak. Thank you very much.
I was just making fun of Josh.
But then Deontay, and then Deontay came out, wearing,
drippy.
Yeah, it was tough, definitely for sure. And
he got D Smoke.
Yeah, and he had D Smoke,
wow,
rapping.
I didn't know that.
He was passing the Black excellence figures in the hallway as kind of a tribute to Black History Month.
And he lost after all that?
Yeah, he lost. Yeah, he lost. Oh, yeah. That's what makes it worse. That's what makes it bad. Yeah. Had everybody thinking he had the power of the ancestors. Nah, not really.
Not that night.
Yeah. So that's what makes it worse for me. It's just like, dog, you made the decision to do this. And it's not the first time he's come out in a suit like this.
Yeah, he normally do his thing with the suits.
Like this
one was just heavier than normal, maybe.
I don't care.
Come out. I'm not making no excuses, bro.
Exactly.
This was a personal decision.
Like, don't come out and say it's a suit. Like you clearly you got beat. Like I did see.
Ready? Just I'm gonna bring it down.
All right, go ahead.
No, finish, Jam.
All right, no. So I'll give him this. He did get hit in the ear and in the back of the head, sort of.
Yeah, it was back of the head. For sure.
I was gonna say that's kind of dirty, but also he kind of ducked too. So which is kind of like targeting a football when the quarterback ducks. You can't blame the guy who punches. You can't blame the guy hitting him because the quarterback ducked. So Wilder kind of ducked the punch, and it ended up hitting more in his ear. And do you guys know if scientifically is it true your equilibrium gets thrown off when you're bleeding from your ear? That's all right. Okay. So once that happened, the fight was over for me. Honestly, he was wobbling the rest of the fight. The rest of the 3 or 4 rounds that he waited.
He was Bambi the rest of the fight.
I don't know if you're because you're bleeding in your ear, but I know there's fluid.
Yeah, true. Let's clarify.
There's fluid in that part.
It's because of once you get hit there or behind, your equilibrium gets off, which bleeding can be resolved. That.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, So he did get hit behind. So I mean, that's and I'm not saying it would have changed the fight because he was fighting. He was just going backwards the whole fight anyway. So
Tyson wasn't playing with him, man. He was eating his food for sure.
Zay, what you got?
I was gonna say, so going back to the wardrobe malfunction, that's like Josh. You watched the Formula One series on Netflix. Right. Remember when Mercedes was doing their 25th anniversary, right?
Yeah.
And Lewis Hamilton was bugging out because he wanted his regular gloves.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. They try to give him some different gloves. Lewis Hamilton wasn't like, all right, I'm gonna just race with the gloves. He was like, nah, get these out of here. Give me my regular gloves.
Yeah.
That's on the person who's performing to be like, yo, I'm not rocking with this.
But the thing is, he's the one that wanted to make that change.
Right.
Makes it kind of worse. But I get the comparison though.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was on him ultimately. Like if no one would have said no, keep it on. Like
that's a fact.
Like all right, take it off. And then did you guys hear about how he fired the dude who stopped the fight?
Yeah. I mean, he fired the guy training him, which
it made it even worse too, bro. I was like, damn.
I get it though. Like I get it. Like this is how I'm gonna equate to it.
Go ahead.
You're a boxer in a ring. You really have that warrior mindset. That's like having your general say retreat. Like, he didn't want to retreat. He was either dying in that ring or he was winning. Yeah. So like I get it.
Yeah, I get
a warrior in that sense.
All right.
It would have been way worse though if the fight went on and he really just
If he did go to sleep though,
then it's the old guy's fault who tried to throw in the towel.
Yeah. So I mean, at the old guys, I mean, I guess he kind of had to make a career decision where he might have known that might have happened. Maybe he knew,
probably
like,
seen that tons of times, man.
He probably no, but the old guy probably knew, like, I might get fired for this, but I'm not going to let you go down like this. Like, you're too great. You're too good of a talent. You know.
I'm glad he's throwing the towel.
I want to see. I would love this. I just want to see Deontay Wilder actually box, like actually learn to box. Like, no, if you watch his fights before, like him and his fights, he's not a great boxer at all. Like, he's a decent, like at best, a decent boxer. Like,
I could agree to that.
Like, he's been outboxed his last probably 3 fights. Fury,
he boxes well enough to be able to,
set up that big
one-hit
setup. Yeah, exactly, and that's what he's been getting by on pretty much his whole career. Like, he got outboxed the first time against Fury.
Career.
Bro, to be able to do that, that's freaking great.
That's crazy. Like
that's where, like, I can't be too mad at him because, like, hey, you lost. You had one. It's your first loss. It happens. Like, that's what makes him, like, coming out saying this stuff kind of sad. It's just like, dog, you didn't really have to say all that.
Yeah.
It's like, it happens. It wasn't your night. Like, they find it's like, it's kind of like how, like, everyone's saying, like, oh, LeBron's getting old, like, or people, when someone gets old and everyone's saying the league's gonna catch up to them. It's kind of like time caught up. It's like, yo, they done caught up to you now. So, like, now you got to adjust.
Yeah, they peep the chink in your armor and they're able to capitalize on it. Because people always notice. I feel like as a boxer, you can always notice this guy can't really box that well, but it's just being able to, like, exploit it before he hits you with that punch. That's the issue.
And also, Fury's a big boy too. Like,
Fury's
6'9", 270.
They shouldn't even be in the same division, bro.
6'9".
Outside of their height,
bro, they're like, he's 6'9", but Wilder is like 6'6", 6'7".
Yes, Wilder's 6'7", but he's like
he was 230. No,
he was 230. Okay.
He usually fights around, like, 210, 211. He usually fights at that weight, but he moved up to 230 for this fight. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 40 pounds,
they both went up in weight this fight.
40 pounds, bro.
Where do they find these people at?
And that's what I'd be wondering.
In the forest.
Exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to do 6'9", 270. So 40 extra pounds leaning on you.
And 2 inches, and his reach is probably longer too. Like,
oh yeah.
The odds are stacked against him, but regardless, man, he really got to work on his technique, and hopefully he can overcome that and get the title back.
Yeah.
Because if they fight again and he loses again, like, at least Anthony Joshua, he lost, he got it back. If Wilder fights again and loses again, that's gonna be like, damn, it's a big taint on his legacy.
Joshua's is bigger though, because he lost to a dude that nobody saw was nobody.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like, he took the fight like maybe a couple weeks before or something like that. Like, Joshua lost to a dude that nobody.
Like, Wilder's loss is more understandable.
Yeah, because he lost to a dude that's a champion. He's already a champion.
Right,
like,
right.
Other divisions.
People knew it was good with him already.
Yeah, people knew, like, he's nice. So it's just
I can't put his name. I don't watch boxing.
Luis. Oh no. Oh, what was his name? Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? We forgot his name already.
I forgot his name, bro.
Yo, that's so crazy.
I can't believe I forgot his
name.
Yeah, but, like, it's
All right. Well, you know what? Let me pay the man his respects. I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah, nah. He did his thing in that fight too. Sure.
Andy Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz. That's what.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, it's a cool game.
All right. Another current-ish event. It's not really current, but it's been getting a lot of buzz. Dwayne Wade and his child, who was born a male and wants to be referred to as female pronouns.
Yes.
And there's some things coming out about the male nanny that was with him for, I think they said, like, 10 years or something like that. And basically, Dwayne Wade has, I mean, he's handled it, I think, as well as you can. Like, I don't think it would be conducive or productive for, his child to say that and then him either be in denial about it or just like completely reject him. He's handled it well. I mean, in a way, if something like that was happening to me, I hope I'd be able to handle it that way. Because he's been very understanding, and given his child a space to be who they feel that they are. So that's good. It's just crazy that happened. And then also with the whole nanny person being around, who just makes it a little bit suspect. But I really just wanted to mention that to say, like, if you're going to have a child, man, like, a child is a blank slate. And you really need to be wary in those formative years, which is what, 1 to 7. And I mean, even beyond, but 1 to 7 is like those real formative years. You need to be very aware of who is around your child and what influences are, influencing them. Because, man, I feel like, I don't know, man, like, it's just crazy. It makes me uncomfortable to think about, like, that someone can be around your child and just kind of just change their whole mindset. You have to be real protective of your children, man.
Yeah, also, it's weird to think about because today is like the first time I'm hearing about like that. So that's like, that provides a little context to where, like, as like before, it was kind of just like, oh, it's just like, okay, this child like kind of maybe thought this on their own. But now knowing that, like, if that indeed is their nanny, because to be honest, I'm a little bit too, I don't know, I don't think jaded is the word, but like a little bit too suspicious of everything, a lot of things. But coming from where it came from, I deem that quite reliable. So I mean, if that was the nanny, it's just like something that I think of like interesting and just add something additional to think on. But just speaking on how D Wade and like Gabby and like even his older brother, Zaire, who's in high school right now, he's a senior in high school. So like with this happening with with his younger sibling, they've all handled it well, and they've been supportive. And I think it's just kind of like there's no handbook on how to handle it as a parent.
Yeah.
So like it's like it depends on who the person is and like what you're gonna do. Are you still gonna continue to love your child? Or are you gonna try to force your ways or your thinkings on that child? Like there's like not, currently 13, and like the way hearing child speak about how she wants to be referred to is very it's something that I don't think a lot of 13-year-olds could do. It's just a way of thinking. It's very
it's the age too. Like, bro, think about when you were 13. There's so many things that you thought at 13 that now you're like, no.
Yeah.
So it's
which
like,
is like
they're way too young to be making that decision, bro.
I mean, yeah, but it's not like you could change how you want to be referred to. It's not like they're getting surgery done.
That's what I was just looking up.
Yeah, there's no.
It hasn't been confirmed that one, they got a reconstructive surgery, or two, they want to even get it. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like it's not like there's surgery happening behind it. So, like
That's literally why I've been quiet so far, is because I've been searching that up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like from what I know, everything like from what I've been hearing about it, following it, that's like been a non-factor really. Like when the surgery becomes a part of it, then I was like, okay, wait a second, hold on. How old is the child? Because it's still 12, 13, you're still a child. You might be starting to go through puberty, but you're still not a fully formed person. Yeah.
I just don't get it. I don't, and I'm gonna be honest about it. It just doesn't make sense to me, and I think it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, which is why they're so like
upset about it.
Yeah.
I think it's
hard to wrap your head around.
It takes an understanding person to understand the person that doesn't understand. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I feel like most people in that community, they just want people to accept them right off the bat. But people was just like they need to understand that doesn't just happen for everybody. Just like they couldn't understand other things. So like it's a two-way street. Like you got to be able to understand them to be able to, and they have to be able to understand you. Like it's two people working together. And I feel like when someone says what Zay said, that's when people get upset. But it's just like, yo, you want people to understand you, but you're not understanding them. So it's just like, and that's where like all the clash happens.
You want to be catered to, but you gotta look both ways.
Yeah, you gotta inform people because this is like, yes, transgender people have been around for years, but it's not like people have been like really informed or have really researched it. Like you're the person that's supposed to be informed about it, so you have to inform other people. And it's people say like, oh, transgender people are around, yeah, but we might not know.
That's true.
Like people are just assuming that people are around transgender people every day, and those transgender people are outwardly saying it. Just, so it's just like you got to be informed. Which like Dwayne Wade said, like, he's still being like him and Gary said, like he had to be informed about it, and he had to reach out to people to be informed. So it's just like with that comes a level of understanding that other people might not have yet.
I have a question. I don't know if you guys heard about it or not, but there's schools in Illinois. They're teaching LGBTQ history, and I would like to hear you guys' take on that. My thing would be, well, I'm saying this, and like saying it, I already understand why it's the way it is, but it's just funny how they have time to teach people about LGBTQ history, but we can't be taught, about Black history outside of
this is my
slavery
metaphorical
and what
Mike.
happened after.
This is a metaphorical night, Mike.
Metaphorical Mike.
Yeah, that's what he just
Symbolic
did on that.
Mike.
Yeah, symbolic Mike. Either way, I don't care whatever. Just drop it.
It's a Mike.
Yeah, it's a Mike. Either way you cut it, it's a Mike.
But I won't lie. I'm actually curious as to what is the history of LGBTQ.
In the curriculum?
Yeah, and it's not like I'm upset that the history is being taught, but I'm just upset just like
it's like we're going to level 20 and we didn't even finish level 1. Like
exactly. It's just like it's like level 1. Like
can we finish level 1? Can we actually like finish this foundation before we start branching out?
Nah, final boss.
Nah, final boss.
Let's just get right to the end of the game.
They hit that up, down, left, right, square, circle, and bam, final boss.
He got a wooden sword and a wooden shield. Final boss.
Exactly.
No tutorial.
Exactly. So it's just really, really
times we living in, bro.
Because it's like how can you have a full understanding of everyone that might be in the LGBT community when you can't understand all the different types of cultures that might exist in that community?
America couldn't even accept that, and
America can't accept itself first of all.
But it makes sense because it didn't start on something that was very righteous and true. So the discombobulation, it makes sense, man.
It's something to be said
you said, just to reiterate your question, you said, how do you feel about the implementation of LGBTQ into a curriculum of the school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I hate to like use your idea, but I'm really, 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 really gonna what's the word? Highlight your point. So like, bang, most people in America don't know about any slave revolutions, don't know about any black inventions, don't know about any black societies. And supposedly racism is over and is not a huge contributor to black people's lives. So how are you supposed to destroy quote unquote racism, which in and of itself is ignorance, but you're not teaching anything besides the same rhetoric every 1 month of the year, which is February, which is the shortest month of the entire year that has distractions every week. And it's the same, like I said, it's the same reiterated point. Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, W.E. Du Bois, NCAACP. What did I say? NAACP. Wow, I'm thinking
yeah,
NCAA.
you got it. No, you got it. No, you got it right.
Okay.
You got it right the first time. You got it. You got it. If you haven't turned up the volume yet, people, please turn the volume up at this point, please. Y'all need to hear this.
But it's like, as a young black man in this society, I had to find everything out on my own through extensive research and others who have done this research. Like, think about this, Josh. I'm gonna hit you right quick. Ready? What state are you from?
New York.
Okay. You live in the city, right? One of the 5 boroughs?
Yeah, in the boroughs, yeah.
Okay. What do you know about Central Park?
Besides that, it's a tourist attraction, and I know it's some land that they forcibly took, but I don't know the details on that.
Okay, do you know the name of that land? Because it was a village. Do you know the name of that village?
No.
Right? And you were raised in one of those boroughs. And it's a main attraction in the city. In the middle of a giant city, one of the most renowned cities in the world, there's a park, and you don't really know much about it. How it came to be. Why is there a giant park in the middle of the city? Right?
Nope.
Isn't that something you would think you would be taught in your high school, considering it's so close to you?
That would make sense.
Especially since it's a Black History thing during the month of February, right? Anyways, just to give you something about it, because I'm not gonna sit here and tell you all the details. It was called Seneca Village, and it was a hotspot for Black landowners, Black business owners, and just a Black community in general that was highly successful. I'm not going to go into all the numbers and all that stuff, but let's just say they had power. They could vote back in the 20s. I'm talking about Black people having the power to vote back in the 20s. Now that's powerful. There was no joke. And they got pushed out because there's this clause that the government can take land if they give compensation for a public attraction. So that's why in the middle of the city, Central Park exists, because it's a public attraction. Anybody in the public could go there and do that, and they were compensated. But we all know what that means. They was giving pennies on a dollar for their land.
Yeah.
But like I said, a lot of people don't know this, and I feel like it's something everybody in New York State should know, especially during the month of February. But you're gonna teach about LGBTQ to I guess it's just because I'm a uh, 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 black male in America. I would much rather learn about that history, and that's my bias, than I would LGBTQ. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about LGBTQ history.
Bro, I don't even think majority of the people in LGBTQ know about LGBTQ history. I think there's very few that really like understand the depth of which, you know, they have been under wraps or, you know, hidden or whatever. Because I feel like it's going to be such a hidden history. Like, that's not something that was out in the open. Like, slavery and all that was out in the open. So there's history out there. You have to dig a little bit for like the details, but it's out there. Whereas LGBTQ, like, what do you even find that? But I mean, there's been historically people who were, you know, attracted to the same gender or same sex or whatever that were famous. So I just don't think it'd be anywhere near the depth of all the other civilizations and population history.
Right. But I don't know. I just think that it's a smaller in the world right now. And I know I'm gonna get hate for saying this or whatever, but it is what it is. In the world right now, in the world that I live in, LGBTQ plus, because there's more,
plus,
is a micro to race, which is a macro.
Absolutely.
So I really want and I need to know about the macro because it affects my life, the lives before me, and the lives that will come after me on a grander scale than LGBTQ plus will.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
And so when I said before, when I said like I don't have this burning desire to learn about it, it's because of that factor. Race always has and always will be pretty much the main factor in my life and how I move because of the systems that have been put in place to keep races separate.
Yeah, I think it's a situation where they're trying to get the yolk without cracking the egg. Like, you got to crack that egg first. You're not just gonna be able to get the yolk. But it's something like we understand that it's a game and we understand why they're doing it, you know? Like it's specifically to put black people on the back burner as much as they can. Like they'll put the needs or the matters of Asian people and Spanish people and LGBTQ people before you know, what black people are asking for. That's always been the case.
Question. Do y'all think that this pushing LGBTQ plus could also be in a way to separate us more? Because think about the way they separated us before. Separated us that live in the U.S. from those in the motherland.
They
separated us.
Hold on, let him drop this bomb. Go ahead, Jam.
They separated us, slave, house slaves, field slaves, light skin, dark skin. They separated us by even those who like people who, North and South, people who, how we live, what we believe. They separated us by men and women. hood dudes versus people that are, people that are supposedly poor versus people that are supposedly rich. Now, are they looking? Now, one way they haven't really separated us for the most part that I've kind of seen is amongst women, who are one of the stronger groups of us. Women who mostly sometimes stick together. Are they looking to separate us, the women now? Because there are women who, in some subset, believe, may not believe in that feminine, how men are supposed to be feminine, in that way. Is this possibly a way to see, oh, now this girl, because she's gay, is being put before my blackness because I'm straight, or because she's lesbian, bisexual, transgender? Is this another way to separate us? I'm just
okay, jam.
Like, is this like another way to separate? Not only, and honestly, it doesn't even have to be just us. It could go to anyone, because guess what plays a part in every other major race besides Caucasus peoples? Religion. Religion. With Hispanics and Latinos, you have Catholicism, Christianity. Black people, you have Christianity. You have Muslims. You have Jewish black people.
Don't forget about the JWs, bro. They infiltrated everybody.
Oh yeah. but also amongst Asians, you have Hinduism, Islam. You have. So I'm saying, is this a way to separate everyone now? And also separate us old and young people who believe in this new world, who believe in the old way of doing things.
All right, I'm gonna go first because I'm gonna be short and sweet. It's, the beautiful war strategy of divide and conquer. When you are too busy fighting amongst yourselves with the division, it's a lot harder to see the bigger picture. And from my perspective, that is exactly what they do with LGBTQ. Not to say those aren't legitimate people, they are, but setting that at the forefront in the manner
that they have
that they do,
yes,
it's for that very purpose.
To purposely frustrate other groups of people to feel like they're not being put in their rightful, you're not being put first in the way they should have, or be put in the rightful order of things that need to be addressed.
Yeah. And that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Okay. That's just I just had the thought. Zay, I don't know if you have anything else to say on it, but
I'm gonna let Zay do what he do.
He put the hood up, so I don't know if that's just because something got serious or what.
Hoodie Mellow? Hoodie Mellow? Nah, it's just, bro, the really short and sweet answer is yes. The more complex answer is yes, but going into it, it's just, bro.
Yeah.
Going down to the basics. Society, at least this society, America. Bro, I don't even know where to start. When you were talking about, the divide and conquer tactic, white people can be divided as all hell, bro.
They could be the most divided amongst all of us.
And I'm gonna show you why it doesn't matter.
Talk to me.
Because when it comes time for white people to unite against a common enemy, they're uniting. They do not care. Bro, how many people do you know would say, bang, okay, America is fighting ISIL. Their name is not ISIS. I don't care. ISIL. How many people, white people, Caucasians, whatever you want to call them, are going to say, what are they mad about? How many Caucasians are going to really try and understand that ISIL standpoint? Not many.
I don't know.
I could guarantee you, you go to pretty much any Caucasian and talk about the Middle East, and they're for the war. And nobody really knows what the hell the war is about.
Exactly.
But they're for it. And they can be left wing, they can be right wing. It doesn't matter. They have a common enemy, and they riding with everybody to destroy their common enemy. So when it comes to the LGBTQ topic, they can be divided. They can have their arguments amongst themselves, but at the end of the day, they're coming together. African Africans, African Americans, Black people, Negroes, whatever you want to call them, people who are melanated are not coming together for no type of anything, no matter whether it's positive or negative.
Besides the cookout.
Bro, it barely happens at the cookout because I guarantee auntie and uncle gonna start fighting over nothing.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So it's just like they divide themselves, and Black people start emotionally getting attached to a side of an argument based on trauma, and it splits them even further apart, which they cannot communicate with nobody. At the end of the day, and we know this for a fact, most of us is riding with ourselves. Solo dolo. Trust nobody. I'm gonna keep it pushing. You gonna mingle, of course, but when it comes to the end of it, you ain't got nobody but you yourself. That's it. So, as Malcolm X was doing, we have to find a common enemy and really ride. Leave your religion, all that at home, because you was Black first. But see, there's even problems and stigmas in that, but that's a topic for another day.
Right. Because people would say, oh, we're all human and this and that, but that's just ignoring the entire history of America of itself. Like, trying to mesh with other populations is not the way to go. If they want to help, assist, cool, but we don't need to seek their approval.
Bro, if there's one thing Black people in America don't need to do, and how do I put this in a nice and fluffy, political correct way, is to really ride or die with Caucasians. Because it's just solely based on the history. Muhammad Ali was talking about snakes, and he was talking about how there's 1,500 snakes at the door, and a couple of them are saying that they're friendly, doesn't mean you're gonna let all the snakes through the door.
Yeah.
And we know this by history. Like it's not even at this point. There's no doubt. If you're really like riding for them, it's because one, you don't know, or two, you don't care. Bro, Tuskegee experiments, COINTELPRO, all this stuff, Jim Crow. If it was one, okay, you got it. Maybe somebody slipped through the cracks like a Hitler or something like that and was able to implement, and bang, it's over. No, this is year after year after
Continued
year
effort.
after year, bro. If you don't know at this point, I'm sorry. You just don't know. You're not meant to know.
I would like to mention the psychological and genetic at this point damage that slavery did, which
Oh
is
my God.
attributed to the reason why, melanated people, Black people, dark people move the way they move when it comes to white people, and how we have such a problem with unifying. I think it's just through years and years of that being almost like grafted out, so it's gonna take time. You know, I hope we can get there one day, but I don't know. I feel it's just easy for people to forget. Like that was a very long time period of them beating that out of us and grafting or whatever. So.
And I got 2 points when you get the chance to let me talk.
Yeah, go ahead. I was just throwing that in.
Got you. I already forgot one of them. Oh, when it comes to right. So you were talking about genetics, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to athletes and why black people dominate sports, I want y'all to never forget. At one point, we were literally bred to be superior physically.
Wow, I've never.
Bench farms, like don't forget about that.
That's definitely a factor.
Really good point, bro.
Bro, it always goes back to that thinking.
South, that's a fact. When we think about the South, bro, how much better is the South than football?
Yep, bro.
How much bigger are those people?
Zay, I feel like we've talked about this like years, probably like first year we met. Honestly, yeah, we definitely talked about this like the first year we met. We definitely talked about this.
It's always about coming back. We always have to come back to our original points, bro. I think about this every day, bro. I think about how much bigger. When I was in high school, bro. When I first started playing football in high school, I was like 5'9", 120 pounds, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I was a stick, bro, and I would go to combines and stuff like that, and I would see grown men, bro. I'm talking about I would go to Oklahoma, and I would see kids, 16, 17-year-olds who are 6'2", 200 plus pounds,
bro.
And I'm sitting here with my skinny 5'9", 150 pound max, like, yo, how are these people so big? And I always say, yo, there's something different in the water down south. It's not even that. These people were literally bred to be big.
Exactly.
I want you to not forget how we're not far removed from slavery, bro.
Bro, we're not at all. It's still in our genes.
My great grandmother lived to be older than 90 years old. She was a child of a slave. Like, bro, this is not far.
It's not. Yeah, it's not as far as we think. Like, think about.
I just posted something on Facebook today, bro, and it was recordings of children of slaves, people who were in slavery. Bro, this is digital, bro. It was an analog recording that was changed into digital. It's not that far ago. CD, a record player. They recorded on a record player. Boy, this is not long ago. I think we keep forgetting, like, yo, we are fresh out of this,
bro.
And this is the hardest part because this is mental. You can't, bro. Changing mentality is harder than changing physical. You could go work out in a gym for 5 months straight, and you can come out buff, bro. You can't change somebody who's been traumatized in 5 months.
Exactly.
Woo!
It changes years, and sometimes generations.
Bro, this is no joke. It's because we had a rest from last week, bro. I've been thinking for real.
Bro, yeah, exactly. When you're
on it today.
1000%. Like, and you see it now, like, and you see the way, and it's just we're still bred, but we're bred differently now. Like now, I see it when I went away. When I was in Florida,
we getting away from it. That's what I'm saying. This is lower states. The lower states still got it.
Yeah, the lower states, they still got it. You don't see
think
like
about this. You remember it's not up here because a lot of people escape the southern tyranny to go to the northern tyranny. It's the same shit, but there was just less black people up here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So I'm gonna keep going, and I remember my second point. My second point was this shit is a powerful statement, and I want you guys to sit and dwell on this after the show is over.
Hold on. Everybody turn your volume up right here again. Turn it up again, even more. Let's go.
Dick Gregory. Bro, this man's thinking was on another level. Said slavery put a callus on black people's soul. And I'm gonna send you guys the links. And if you want, you can post the link underneath this video when it's done or whatever.
Yeah, I
But
will.
it was talking. It was the I don't want to call them slaves, bro. The people who went through that detrimental process at the end of it were talking about their lives, what they saw, and to be so soft, so pure and innocent after seeing the atrocities and to hear their speech, bro, you could tell that their souls are literally calluses. There's no, you cannot tell me, bro, a callus, bro, on your toe, right? When you put on fresh pair of cleats in football,
oh my
it
God.
kills your feet, does it not?
Yeah.
You look,
Yes.
oh my God, because it destroys your feet, right? By week 3, your feet is chewing through the shoe. Why? Because of the callus, bro. Because of the callus. The foot is still soft, but that one spot, bro, it chewed through the, bro. That's the universe. There's just something so beautiful about the resilience of Black people through this entire atrocity that still goes on today. It's beautiful, as sad as it is, bro. I will never forget how the callus of the soul of Black people chewed through the chew of white supremacy. Bro, there is nothing more to be said. That's it. That's it. It's I don't care. I don't care.
I'm gonna go into a whole nother. Yeah, nah, I ain't saying nothing else on that.
I don't care, bro. That is beauty. We cannot be destroyed. We cannot.
Yo, look, and we're still
thriving, bro. Considering everything that's happening, we are thriving.
Consider everything that happened. We're running. We're running everything.
Any person has talking about Black people being lazy, yada yada yada.
I don't want to hear it.
Squat. They don't know squat.
I don't want to hear it. Do not want to hear it.
Woo! There's power in the people, my dude. Next topic, hit me.
Let's keep it moving. Yeah, let's move, because otherwise we gonna. Otherwise.
Well,
I don't get paid enough.
James, you want to hit your topic, or I have more questions, but it's more along the lines of like, I mean, I told you already, it's along the lines of masculinity.
But that's a little bit lighthearted, so we got to kind of ease into that. So let's go one of your questions, and then we can get that.
All right. So I was watching, I think the channel's called Jubilee or something like that. They bring people in and they ask them some questions. So it's an episode about like modern masculinity, and these are some of the questions they ask. So one of them, are sports more masculine than the arts?
Okay.
So is
physical, showing your physical prowess through sport?
Yeah, physical prowess through sport more masculine than a paintbrush on a canvas. And then I want to double that, right, with
the heck is that?
I want to double that with, as a man, is it just being masculine, or you need both the masculine and the feminine? Because I feel a lot of people, throw these words around.
Bro, I'm happy you said that.
Personally, like, I feel it's a mix of both, but start with the first part, which is, are sports more masculine than the arts?
James, you want to go first?
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah, I'm still cooling off.
Yeah, go ahead, cool off. Yeah, no, I got you. Don't worry. Clear out. I got this. ISO. So. Well, shoot, we talk about sports, right? Why not? Catch these one-on-ones. But in terms of what's more masculine, what's more masculine to me with it's sports, like showing. There's ways to be masculine with art. Don't get me wrong. There's competitive aspects in everything. You could be competitive in sports. You know, it's just like where do you get the most to stop? Like what brings that testosterone out out of you? I'm gonna say for me, sports. Art, yes, it could bring that out as well. And I understand there's arguments that some people will say, oh well, sometimes being masculine is showing more, being able to show that femininity, but maintain your masculine, but maintain how masculine you are within showing your feminine, femininity. However you say it. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. But
yeah, I think that's it. Femininity, yeah.
Yeah, but for me, sports, because you get that throughout the being in musicals in high school, playing instruments all the way up to high school. Like there's a certain masculinity that I get from playing sports to where I don't want to say masculinity is about feeling superior, but when you get a superior feeling over somebody to where you can do whatever you want. They have zero control over you.
I'm gonna
there's a certain masculinity. Yeah. So I'm gonna say I would have to say sports for me. And that's based on basically like my definition of masculinity, not on what society wants to say masculinity is, because society be bullshit.
Yes, so I agree. I think people get too caught up in the words or whatever their perception is of today, but
yeah,
masculine is not this all encompassing thing. There's masculine and feminine. There are two sides for a reason.
Masculine is what Josh be showing everybody on his story when he'd be taking his shirt off and everything.
Yo. You don't gotta out me, yo.
Put his IG handle on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh no, it'll be in the end credits. It'll be in the end credits. Don't worry, y'all gonna see it. Y'all can look it up.
Anyway. Right, so it's these two things, and a man is not just masculine and a woman is not just feminine. Now, if a woman,
message,
right, let's take Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
If she's able to scoop slam a man, you wouldn't say, "Oh, that's feminine." Like,
yeah,
no,
exactly.
That's a very masculine thing to do, and that's not to call her a man. That's just a characteristic that she is expressing.
That she has.
And I feel people tie man and masculine too tightly, and female and feminine too tightly. Like it's flowing. Like it goes back and forth. It depends on what you do. So like if you do something that's very physical, very aggressive, like that's typically going to be masculine. If you do something a little, I guess, softer or a little more caring, a little more sympathetic, then that would be on the feminine side. So like art is very. It's not something that's masculine, in my opinion. There's nothing. I mean, you can make aggressive art, but there's nothing like.
It's not the most masculine thing you can do. Yeah.
I'm not gonna look at art and feel like, oh, inferior or like somebody's exerting power over me or something like that. But you can look at it and feel something in the heart strings.
Mm-hmm.
You feel something emotionally.
Yes.
So I just feel that distinction needs to be understood, because people really just be throwing these words. And they'd be like, oh no, she's not masculine. Like, yes, like, girl, you got bigger arms than the 3 dudes you in the pic with. Like, that's something that's very masculine. That's not to say you're a man because of that.
Yeah. Can we also just say, like, get rid of like the whole emotions as a female trait? Like,
ready? I got
you.
Bro,
oh, go ahead.
Y'all.
Oh, go ahead.
Ready?
My bad. You got it.
I just had this
clear out, Josh. Clear out.
I just had this epiphany while listening to both you and Josh, because I was really in my head this whole time. I was trying to define what in the hell is masculinity, what in the hell is femininity. So I'm pretty sure we're not saying that right, but anyways,
we are masculinity.
I think we got it.
You got it.
I
Yeah.
just have my doubts. Anyways, I think of it like this. This is how I'm going to equate the two. I'm going to think of masculine as power and attack. I'm going to think of feminine as support and defense. So when it comes to sports, is sports masculine? Yes, because it's power and it's usually attacking. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you're attacking an objective. That's the whole reason you play a sport. Whether it's golf, you're attacking the ball to get it in the hole. Football, you're attacking the defending squad to score a touchdown. Art is support. You're supporting the mind. You are expressing emotions, feelings, and I don't even know.
Thoughts.
Whatever. Yes, but you get it. It's the left hand versus the right hand.
Left brain versus right brain.
You see, you can keep going. This world is duality. So getting back to Josh's point, no, a man is not just masculine. That's dumb. To me, I think that's a stupid.
That's the stupidest argument
assumption.
You can make. Yeah,
bro, that's exactly why people have issues. It's because you're saying men need to be this, that, and the third, and not allowed to have emotions when we're human and we have emotions. And Jameer was just saying that.
I got a question about. I'm gonna have a question after this. But go ahead, make your point. Keep going.
I'm just saying, duality, the yin and the yang, bro. It continues, bro. These are ancient tools, and the reason they've lasted throughout time is because they're real life. A picture speaks 1,000 words, bro. That symbol is something crazy. As simple as it is, you cannot be a man without having feminine aspects. I do not care what anybody has to say. That's like saying, boy, when you get down and you ask a woman to marry you, that's not feminine. Stephanie Black.
Caught him.
Come on now.
So
let's be honest.
You're submitting. You're getting on one knee.
You're submitting. Yeah, you're submitting.
You're not grabbing her up and picking her up. You're saying you're asking her. You're putting your heart out. That is very feminine.
You're putting your heart, yourself, your ego. Because a lot of times
you're vulnerable.
Very
vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Word we don't see.
Vulnerability.
You're being vulnerable.
Oh, you said honorable or vulnerable?
Vulnerable. I don't know.
I don't know why
he's a combination
like that.
Bro.
It's VU. He said like it's VO, but I
don't know.
You get it. That's my point.
So, oh goodness.
I'm gonna just start speaking Spanish on the
Zay, so are you still making your point? Or?
Nah, holla.
So with that being said, concept of duality.
Facts.
When females nowadays say, "Oh, that's your fragile masculinity," is that really a thing?
Like why are they saying it?
Give me a context.
Go ahead.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a concept, like a situation where.
I think they say that like if. Okay.
Or is that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, it's a defense mechanism.
To call.
I'm trying to think. What's a situation where a woman says, "Oh, that's you're being a fragile masculinity"?
Because not gonna lie, in 2020, it's been a minute since I heard it.
Oh, you know what? Maybe like in a situation where something happens, right?
Yeah.
Where like he feels you need to be emotional about it, or not emotional, but express your emotions.
Yeah.
And you don't, then she'll probably say, "Oh, that's you're being fragile. Like you're afraid to
Oh, fragile masculinity.
You're afraid to speak your feelings, but that's
like
not
in a spot where you're supposed to be vulnerable.
Okay. So that's when they'll say, "Oh, your masculinity is fragile." But
Yeah.
wouldn't it be just, or would that just wouldn't that be just be a lack of being
Exactly.
That's just it's not fragile masculinity.
Out of touch.
It's a lack of.
It's a weak femininity.
Exactly.
Because as young men, we are raised to not have any type of feminine aspect in our youth.
We're raised and programmed.
Bro, what you crying for?
Yo, what you crying for? Yo, ain't no crying out here on this field.
Bro, you know how much this conversation has made me really appreciate Kendrick Lamar's album?
Bro. I'm glad you finally listened to it.
the more I think about this album, bro.
Bro, I would have loved for you to be listening to it when I was listening to it, and I was just like, yo, this is freaking great.
Honestly, I probably would have been a little bit too militant if that shit came out.
Oh, you would? Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
I was already militant as it was. And then you're gonna throw that in front of me. I was just gonna start wilding.
Oh, it would have given. Oh wait, are you talking? Wait, did you listen to Pimp a Butterfly too? Because that would have made it even worse.
No,
that would have made it even worse.
I thought about buying it the other day, but I was like, yo, one at a time. Let me really break this down. And then I bought Nipsey's Victory Lap, so I was like,
that's not going to help. Yeah, that's
I can't just start bouncing around.
Give it a month. Give it a month. All right, give it a month to get to Pimp a Butterfly, because that music will give you emotions.
Hey,
what you made.
Let's get back on topic.
Back.
Oh no, that is on topic.
It is pretty close.
Bro,
what were we talking about?
Oh yeah. Oh wait,
femininity.
Was there a second part?
See,
I was about to fast forward on you. There's a second part to that question, right, Josh?
Nah, I mean,
that
was the second part. We just hit on it.
Oh, okay.
I combined it into one.
Yeah.
So, wait. Well, I was just gonna ask. Yeah, we hit on that. Like, masculinity and femininity is human.
You gotta have both.
Yeah, you gotta have. Yeah, it's
tied to one
duality. The word he pronounced correctly.
Duality. Duolingo.
So with that being said,
right, and music's emotions, right? Like, the way music be affecting you be on some stuff sometimes, right?
Right, and I don't think that's a masculine thing. That's being in touch with emotions, which is along, the feminine side. But anyway, question: should a man be the head of the household? Should the roles of tradition be continued, or should it be whoever is the breadwinner of the household should be the head of the household?
Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
I say no to both of those. Just because you make bread doesn't mean you know how to lead. One. Woo! And just because you a man doesn't mean you know how to lead. Two. Wow. So if you're a leader, lead.
What if part of being that leader also, are you done? Are you still going, Zay?
No, go ahead, boy.
What if part of being that leader is relegating things when something's not your strong suit? So hey, look, I need this person to be strong. I need this person to be strong in this area because I know, look, I'm lacking a little bit right now.
That's what a leader does.
Exactly.
We out here. Awesome. People get confused about what a boss is versus what a leader is. A boss tells you to do something, and they have their ego out front. A leader works with you while appointing certain tasks to people. A boss sits down and says, you do this, you do that, sit back and watch. That's an overseer. A leader is in the field with you, doing the work.
Yep.
But a household does need a leader, the same way a boat needs a captain. Otherwise, you're not going nowhere.
Man.
But anyways, I don't get paid enough for this.
Aye, Captain.
Y'all really on it this week, man.
Y'all
got it. Got it.
Got it.
Yeah.
I don't even got anything to say. Like,
I was trying to transition. It. Yeah.
That's it,
That's
man.
it. We don't think simply enough, bro.
It's
We got all these words and all these traditionalisms.
Too many words
yada
that
yada.
mean two similar things that people get confused.
Bro, it's not even that, bro. It's like a man has to leave the household. So what?
Yeah, exactly. Like why? Like
if old girl is better at running the household or pointing the direction in which your family need to go.
Yeah, like she's able to deal with the finances and relegate and delegate.
Let me if she could go ahead. Hey, look.
Let me hit y'all right quick.
Hey, pitch is coming.
If a girl gets on one knee and asks you to marry her, is there an issue?
Oh man, I hope that doesn't happen. I really do.
If that happens, yo, honestly,
as much as I know, bro, that still would hit me. Like,
she better be
she just took my thunder, yo.
Hey, look.
I was planning this for the week.
Hey, look. If she say yes, if she say yes, if she the one, if she's the one, and I was already planning on proposing, I'm gonna say yes. But then I'm gonna get right back on one knee and ask her.
I was about to say, bro, that's the ego.
Maybe that's that fragile. That's fragile masculinity.
Yes, that's ego. But that's something I kind of look forward to, though. Honestly, like, cause I look forward to that. I kind of look forward to that. And she just sealed my moment. Like, still, I was like, wait a second. Like, I'm gonna come back, or I'm gonna do it like a week later and just propose to her, just because.
But guys, don't you think?
And then we're gonna have a.
Don't you think we kind of need like that tradition? Like, I feel like.
Okay.
Hold on. Give me a second to
tiptoe through this.
Yeah.
That's my only warning.
To get this together. So don't you feel that we can't just throw away tradition completely? Because in a way, I feel if we do that, things will be very chaotic and like very, I don't know, like out of control. I feel like certain things, need to be understood. Like there should be certain expectations that come with being a man, as there should be certain expectations that come with being a woman. I don't think we should get to the point where like we're all about, being free and this and that, where it's like, oh, well, if I like a girl, I'm just gonna, expect her to talk to me kind of thing, I feel like what we're saying is good. Like we're breaking it down, but we also need to understand that there are certain aspects that,
of course,
are still going to be expected of a man to do, and that's just the way it is. And I feel it's that way because I don't know, like it's always been that way. I think genetically that's just how our genes wired, and it's just we kind of like complicated, and people start to think about it in different ways. But at the base of what it is, like we have more testosterone. And science shows what, having more of that does to a person's personality, the same as having more estrogen does to someone's personality. So there is that genetic validation towards some of the things that men do naturally today. I just don't want us to, or for it to sound like we're getting caught up in like, like we should do away with everything. Like, yo, if you're feeling him, go after him. If you're not, woman could get on one knee kind of thing. Like, that's cool and all, but we still need our foundational, like, listen, you are a man and there are certain things expected of you. You are a woman and there's going to be certain things expected of you.
I just think we have to.
The foundation is strong, then the flag could wave at the top.
I just think we have to question our traditions.
Yes.
See, so building on what you were saying, no, you don't just throw your traditions out the water just because it's tradition. I think you have to question why you have your traditions and what way do they benefit you. And once you have that, and you decide that, this little thing that we celebrate ain't really rocking, then bang, it's good.
That's my friend right there. That's my friend. Nah, but for real, no. It's like there's traditions that like we're like when you become of age to like learn and research, we have the tools to look things up.
We are in the information age where you have everything literally at your fingertips, bro.
Yeah,
There's no excuse to be.
You can look and analyze what traditions that need to be carried on that are crucial to you and your family.
Make new traditions.
Exactly.
I'm gonna give an example, right?
Okay.
So, at least from my perspective, nowadays there are a lot of, or maybe that's just the sport I'm in, so I see more of it. But there are a lot of like women that are like strong and almost stronger than men, like stronger than the average man. But just because this woman has muscles and maybe she's more fitter than you, that does not mean you treat her like a man. That does not mean, oh, well, she has the muscles, she can, go do this herself and go do that. That's not the point. The muscles are just attributed to what, she was able to, the work she was able to put in to get to that point. But she didn't get to that point to be treated as a man.
Mm-hmm.
She got to that point for herself sometimes, or, probably most of the time. She got to herself because she wanted to look better, or, she started doing weightlifting or something, and she started getting muscles, and she started liking what she was seeing in the mirror. But that is not something she did to be more manly. Now, I understand in the LGBTQ plus community, there may be some women who maybe go after that, right? To that more muscly look, to look a little more manly, to appeal to,
oh yes, to appeal
their
to
people.
women.
So I understand that point. But, I feel that people will get caught up in that, like, oh, look how strong she is, like she can do it. Or if a man knows how to cook and do like house cleaning and stuff, like, oh, like he could do it. Like, no, they've done that just for themselves. Like, that's what makes them feel good. That's what gave them confidence. Don't treat them as a completely different gender now because of that.
Oh yeah, and I think that's just like that's people on a personal level. I feel like people that develop that thought on a personal level, like I wonder where that comes from. Like the thought that because a woman, she does CrossFit or like she does whatever weightlifting, that she's trying to build herself to be strong so she can do. It's like at the end of the day, it's still it's like no, at the end of the day, that's still a woman. If she wants to be treated like that, let her express that to you.
Right.
Don't just try to dictate that to her.
This man just disconnected.
I don't know what happened. I'm hopefully maybe something died because it's taking him a while to reconnect. So something might have died on his end.
Yeah.
Possibly. So let's see. Yeah, I haven't heard from him, but
yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, I think does he usually go from his phone? I think his phone might have died.
Yeah, I think he does from his phone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was my last thing anyway. I was finna end this, John.
Yeah. Like how I was trying to transition us back into the, my little topic with the music.
Oh
thing.
yes.
No. We can save it though. We can save it because it's out of the flow now. We out of the flow. Right. We was in fun. I was going towards fun. I was trying to keep it fun. You went back to his. I was like, all right, well, I was like, well, I guess that's where we're gonna be this week. I was like, okay, we'll tackle it.
Yeah, well,
because that's always something fun.
Yeah, always. For sure. Yeah, we can definitely probably start with that next week. That'll be fun. Mm-hmm. All right. Zay, don't know what happened. Maybe his phone died. We're getting to the conclusion of this anyway. Wrap up. Austin Wilder.
Don't blame your loss on your suit, bro. You've been a great fighter up to this point.
Please get your belt back.
Don't make excuses. Try to get your belt back. Please work on your skills. I love your warrior mentality. Keep it up. Keep your head up, champ. Former champ now, but
to the people out there, in similar situations as D-Wade and his family, I think he's been a model parent, at least, in the public, of how to handle that. Just be understanding, man. People just want to be understood at the end of the day. So
I think how he handled it publicly, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We don't know how he really handled it, but at least publicly.
Publicly, he's doing a great job.
He's being professional. And then Black History, man. To really understand Black history, you're not going to learn it in the curriculum. If that's something you're interested in, as we said, information age, there's a plethora of information out there. Go down the rabbit hole and, figure it out.
Search for that information. It needs to be taught in schools.
Yep. And just because you are a man does not mean you cannot be feminine. And just because you are a woman does not mean you cannot be masculine. You need to seriously
duality.
Understand that.
Because sometimes, hey, look, if my girl can cross me up, hey, that's something. Hey, look, you might cross me up one time, and I might find it a little bit attractive. That might be I'll be like, oh, okay.
Word, I find,
I'm coming down and trying to dunk on you. On the other end.
Yeah, go take my ankle the first time, but now, all right, now I'm gonna stop playing with
you. Yeah, now I have to do you like AI. I'm gonna be like AI out here.
Yo, what's funny? You saying that reminded me of when I was playing basketball with yeah, you already know it. She beat me at basketball. I was like, but the thing was, because I understood.
You trash.
I don't even want to get off topic. All right, y'all.
All right.
Yeah. Next week, man. SOLtalk11. Stay up.
Peace,
stay
y'all.
Truthful. Stay true.
One love.
Yeah, that sounds good.